Hi, I'm Jill Morris, and I'm going to show you how to paint this picture that I've got started. It's a high horizon, and I'm going to start with my big brush, and I'm going to paint the sky first. And I've got some cobalt blue mixed up here, and I like to get my paint juicy on the palette. So let me turn this iPad just a little bit so you can see me paint. This red thing up here is, I'm actually painting on the back, and this is a little person. The painting is actually, you see where the pencil line is? It's going to start there. So I'm just going to go quickly in with my sky with this big brush. It doesn't matter if you go down on the cliff. I am going to kind of be careful around the horizon line. So if you notice when I need to be more careful, I hold my brush closer to the ferrule, and also I'm going to lay my paper down just a minute because it's getting ready to run. I always paint with it up. Do you see the bead that catches? And when it's wet like that, then you can move the bead around. Then I take a wet paper towel that's wadded up, and I'm just going to go into the sky and just do a few little clouds. I like my clouds to connect. And I'm going to wipe the blue off of that mountain, although that didn't matter. Another thing I forgot to mention is that let's take a little bit of yellow and let's pretend, this is not the painting, let's just pretend that the sun is up here in the sky. So everything closest to the sun is going to be lighter, and things that are away from the sun are going to be darker. So even the water can be just a little bit darker, closer to the... I just realized that oh, okay, never mind. I painted the sky. I haven't painted the water yet. I got confused about my drawing, which is not hard to do because sometimes you get confused. Okay, now I'm going to paint the water. I started and I'm going to paint back to front, meaning I'm painting the things in the background first. This sun is not actually even on my paper I'm painting. That's what was confusing me for a minute. My painting starts right here where the sky is. I just painted that up there so you'd know what it was. Okay, so now I'm going to take... I've got a lot of pigment on my brush, very little water, and I'm painting the horizon line. And I'm going to just go around that cliff, and I'm holding my paper at an angle so that I can catch this bead, because the bead keeps it from getting dry and making a hard edge. Okay, do you see how now I'm softening the edge? So I wet my brush, and I wiped off all the pigment, and I'm going to keep doing that. I'm just going to go right down through there. I might need a little bit more pigment, so I'm just going to pick some up from that I just painted. And I'm going to paint around my rocks because I want to keep them dark. And I'm just going to... I'm going to need some more paint, so I'm going into the blue, and I'll touch it here next to the rock so that my rock shows up. Can you see it? And then if I stop, then that's my 4:30 alarm. Okay, I'm going to stop just a minute and show you how I'm just painting I'm going to continue painting the water down. I changed the color just a little bit. I don't know if you can tell on the video, but I changed it. It's a little bit bluer, or greener, I mean. And that's okay because the water is different colors. So I like to change the color of the water every now and then. If it's too much the same color, it doesn't look like water looks. Okay, so I'm going in. I think that we're going to pretend like this is the water coming up on the coast. And I like to drag my brush. Do you see how I turn my... Let's see if I can show you this. I want you to see... Oh, it's up to 4 minutes. It doesn't usually show. You see how I drag my brush across the paper? That's dry brush technique. I think I need to just demo these separate techniques for you, since you can't come to class and you're doing online. Okay, you just drag it, and that gives you dry brush. Just hold your brush on the side. Little cat. Get down. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm also, pretend like the water is kind of moving up. I don't think in the picture it actually was like that. So I'm just going to cover this up where it was coming up on the sea. We'll just make it all coast there. Okay, I'm going to stop because it's